Hey, hey, hey. It's not Blue Zone, I swear. But it is something quite crazy. Okay. Yeah, I got the PlayStation right up on me. She's a friendly girl, but I don't need her right there. All right. Ooh. Let's talk about first books. Books. I have bought some new books. I haven't started any of them yet, but I just wanted to show them because why not? Also got some GK action going on here. Orthodoxy. No, not Eastern Orthodoxy, but classic. And I thought, I'm not going to start it now, but I will read it someday. Might need it for school. Next up is another religion book. World Religions. Can't have too many of these books, let me tell you. It has a CD-ROM too, so that's cool. Next, Of Games and God. It's about video games and being Christian. Christian exploration of video games. And I flipped through it, and he mentions Red Dead Redemption, so I thought that was back. I thought that was a good choice. And these are all on clearance and stuff. Speaking of games, I got your new one here for Far Cry 4, and then, Call of Duty. So, that gameplay will be sometime when I actually finish the game itself, and then just, upload random gameplays of that, perhaps. And finally, this is another Russian. I started reading Anna Karenina, a classic by Leo Tolstoy, and I got the Fyodor Dostoevsky classic also, Brothers Karamazov. So I had read about this, and it has to do with faith, doubt, morality, and the place of suffering in life. So, it just looks fantastic. I'm so glad, and also on bargain. So I got those books, brand new, for a nice price. This book is one I've read a lot. It's So What's the Difference by Fritz Ridenour. And it looks at 20 worldviews, faiths, and religions, and how they compare to Christianity. That's biblical Christianity. It talks about Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy in there, which is nice, and Mormonism. So many books. So many books. But that wasn't really the point of this video. This video is entitled, What Happened to Righteousness? So, I am not very... qualified to talk about this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I think it's important, and that is how, pardon me, how faith affects your actions and your view of things, or how it should. Now, what brought this about was I was watching Wretched TV, Todd Friel, and he was talking about, he mentioned false teachers, and and among other things, I watched a few different videos, and I'm not new to him or anything. He's got some pretty good stuff. But I thought to myself, well, are certain teachings dumbing down scripture and completely getting rid of tradition? I know that's definitely rampant in the church today, the church as a whole. And so I personally look for more. I do appreciate tradition and how it can help us in many ways. Some people don't like tradition at all, it seems. But the Bible doesn't speak primarily, well, it doesn't really speak on tradition per se. I know that. But then again, the problem I have still with sola scriptura, even though I did make a video saying I basically a Protestant, but like if I really get back down to it, once again, and look at it firstly from logic, the Bible wasn't around for, I think it was almost 200 years. The version of the Bible that we have now, which actually there are many versions, and there were many versions throughout history. Also, you have the ones with the Apocrypha added, ones without. So, basically, I have trouble with that still. I'm not going to lie, and I feel like I am going back and forth once again on what I feel I should believe. I'm not worried about other people. You whatever, believe in fairies or whatever. Fairies. Believe in mermaids or something. You can believe in flying spaghetti monsters and whatever, millions of gods or one or none. I can't say what you believe, what you should believe. I can offer assistance in many ways if that is seeked out, but this is my journey, my figuring it all out for me. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not a norm or a standard. I mean, if we have one God, if that's what we believe, to say there's one right way to worship or one right way to believe, in today's world, people don't like that, and it's challenging, to say the least, to try to tell people that, and they don't want to hear that, obviously. And then where I'm going with this is relativism and sin, among other things, how we love to have everyone, independent, having their own way. No, hierarchy, no one telling anyone what to do, how to live. in our society, America, it's all about independence and whatnot. So I think the churches, some of them, get on that sort of, they become culturally influenced and abandon many things. And there are some practices they keep and some they just get rid of. And there are those that they make up as they go. Try to get people in, so they do things a new way. And I was watching a video, an interview with Father Seraphim Cardoza, who is archpriest at St. Innocent's Russian Orthodox Church in Southern Oregon. And he was on the Dove, which is a YouTube channel anyway, but is also actually a TV show out there. So go Oregon, right? I mean, like, so he was on and he was talking to Perry, the host, and he said, "Nothing new, nothing novel." And that kind of it hits me like, oh, because I had made a video. This is funny. I had made a video saying I was unequivocally Orthodox. That's what I wanted to be. It's not like I'm a member yet of any church, local church or anything, but that's what I feel is true. I didn't release that. I didn't publish it anywhere. It's still on my computer. But then I went and, did the Protestantism and Truth video, and it got weird from there. And then I did a grace video. I can't remember if I uploaded it. Actually, I don't think I've uploaded it yet, but that's the progression. So I myself am a little confused. However, when he said nothing new, nothing novel, and this was before I made a Protestant video, that I had seen this, and I've read this phrase before on the internet, the idea of tradition. Jews are tradition oriented. At least the Orthodox Jews definitely are. I honestly, Reformed Jews, all that, I don't really know much about the different sects of Judaism, but I know Orthodox Jews are tradition focused, and that's what Orthodox means, is technically right glory in the Greek, or right practice, although that's, right worship, that's kind of not a false interpretation, but it is not the most accurate. So, tradition, staying on a path, not deviating. So, the Great Schism happened because the West deviated in many ways, but the East said, no, we're not going to do that. So I struggle with it because I don't know whether to think that, Orthodoxy, like Catholicism, is some sort of legalistic thing, or what, and, I just don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't think that's what it is. I've talked about theosis. I still believe in that. Transformation during life and leading up to, death, basically. And Christ talked about starting his church. So what church is that? Is it a universal thing like Catholic? Is it apostolic, or is it some sort of radical faith alone thing like modern day Protestantism, which anyone can do anything they want, but as long as it somehow adheres to the Bible, it's okay. So that's kind of a struggle with Scripture alone. Also, is the interpretation can be made based on personal conviction and ideas of an individual who is not divine. However, if you believe in apostolic succession, then there's a more divinely inspired, if that's the right word, office of people who keep tradition going, which was there from basically the beginning. So, Roman Catholic, Orthodox, they're very different. They look similar at first glance with their liturgy, but there are differences still, and beliefs are different. So, this is me, unedited, kind of talking about religion again. I never said I would stop talking about religion, by the way. I did say I need to clear my head. If you would watch the game video I made, Call of Duty, but here I am, recanting again in my life, and I had, so to be honest, I think that one of my worries is that, Orthodoxy, I hope it doesn't go liberal, and they start, allowing certain things. Hear me out. The Catholics won't do it. I don't think the Orthodox will either. Certain things that other churches do. I'm not going to name what they are, but you could probably figure it out. And liberal is not a bad word that I'm against. I'm pretty liberal as it is. Separation of church and state is fantastic, but in the church, things are different. So, this kind of is what I worry in the future, because it's funny, I'd read a comment on something a long time ago on the internet once again about how I think it was some church, I'm not going to name it though, since they practice this or that, they become, weaker, sort of a less relevant church, but I don't know. Random. But let's end this now because it's too long. Alright guys, I'll see you later. This has been Random Thoughts by Anesty TV. Bye.